Oh Lord, we looking major greasy right now. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started here, you guys. Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Frankie Blue and today, or actually, hold on. We are back with another video and as you guys can see, today's video is gonna be the start of a brand new series that I like to call Makeup and Movies.
This movie is good!
And basically what this is gonna be all about, we're gonna talk about movies while we do a makeup that's inspired by the movie, whether it's gonna be either the theme of the movie or the movie poster or so, you know? Yeah, Makeup and Movies, where I just give my own like commentary about it. So for the first edition of Makeup and Movies, we're gonna be talking about the movie that inspired me to do this entire thing. We're gonna be talking about the wondrous movie called, we're gonna be talking about Red Riding Hood. And that stars Amanda Seyfried, Billy Burke, and some other people. I should have been better prepared for this. It just sucks, whatever. So for today's look is, we're not only gonna freshen up the face because we look like a hot mess. So we're gonna freshen up the face and then we're gonna do a nice bold look. I feel like the theme of that movie was definitely a lot of red, of course. Some black, a little bit of silver, and then some browns. So we're gonna try to incorporate all that into the look. So before we go ahead and get started here, you guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down there. Go ahead and be part of the tribe, as well as make sure you guys hit that like and share button so that way we can bring in more people over here to the tribe so they can see this hot mess always be a very greasy hot mess. So let's get started. Let me go ahead and just blot these oils real quick and then we'll be back. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the movie. Okay, so the movie starts off with, of course, a nice big scenery layout here showing the woods, the mountains, and all that stuff. And you get a little narration from Amanda Seyfried, which by the way is the main character of the whole movie. Of course, this was just off of her when she was at the height of her career, you know, after Mean Girls, Mamma Mia, and all that stuff. So if you guys don't know, the movie is actually directed by, what's her name, Catherine Hardwicke, who also directed the first Twilight movie. Let me tell you, it has so many similarities to the Twilight movies. Like, it's insane. There's like a love triangle, an unnecessary forced love triangle that doesn't even make a squat of sense, but it's there. So there is a young little kid version of Amanda Seyfried, who she's just running around being a free little girl. You get the first look of I guess this wolf has always been around for longest, because then you see Amanda or the little Amanda just, you know, seeing that they put this pig up on a pedestal. And I guess this pig is supposed to mean the annual sacrifice to the wolf or something like that. I don't know. And there she meets her future love interest, who goes by the name of Peter. They capture a bunny and the little boy's all telling the girl the little girl's all telling the little boy to kill it, and he doesn't want to, so instead he tells her, why don't she kill it? And she literally grabs a blade and puts it on the bunny's throat, and I'm like, well, I just lightly put some concealer on just so I look put together. We cut to the present time now, where little girl is now fully grown, who is Amanda Seyfried, which she's so beautiful. She's just so stunning. At this point, they're already, I don't even know if they're teens, if they're supposed to be teens. I don't think it really explains. Either they did or I just missed it, or they didn't explain what their age is. So we get to meet Amanda Seyfried's character, whose name is Valerie, and very free-spirited, you know, of course, she's wilding out and everything. And there she goes and stalks her love interest, whose name again is Peter. She just takes his axe just to grab his attention. Like, no joke, you guys. I think I would do some shit like that. Like, I think she says, I think that's where she tells him that her mom arranged for her to get married, but she doesn't want to because she loves Peter, and that they plan to run away together, who knows where. So she falls in the most dramatic pile of leaves. I swear to God, I think just the lack of sex in my aspect just pisses me off, because these fools just ready to get it on, and I'm just over here just being pissed. Just as they are about to kiss, that bell rings, and it's like, oh my God, the wolf is coming, you guys. So I got my eyes primed real quick, and let's do a look now. Okay, her sister, you know, unfortunately gets killed by the wolf. And everybody, the whole town's like all shook, because again, the wolf broke the treaty or the pact, whatever they had planned. Along the way, Valerie is walking to that same little home. I think that's their home. And in it, we finally meet the unnecessary, the very unnecessary third love interest, which I think his name is Henry, but we're just gonna call him Third Wheel, because literally that's all he is. He's just nothing but third wheel.
You have to marry Henry.
But you know I don't want Henry.
Like, I kid you not, there's like nothing necessary about this character. Like, you really kind of don't get to know him that much, and I feel like they just decided to add him in just to kind of make it seem like this whole movie is just basically Twilight, but werewolf. I mean, it is written by, or it is directed by the same woman that directed Twilight. So like, he knows he's third wheel. He knows it for sure. Like, there's no like hiding it. He knows homegirl is not into him at all, but he just tells her that, you know, it's okay to marry me, like, trust me, I will make you happy, in the most unconvincing face of life. So homegirl goes to her house or whatever, and they are discussing about how her sister was in love with Third Wheel, and that Third Wheel really didn't care for her that much. He just had eyes for Valerie. Valerie got kind of shocked because she didn't know that her sister was like into him or anything like that, because I guess they share things, but then again, you really don't know anything about the sister. It's just like one of those just add-on things where it's like, there you go, do as you please. And then Third Wheel's grandmother is there, and she is so shady. Like, ew. Like, Third Wheel's grandmother is like, that's okay, my son was not interested in her. He likes Valerie. Besides, she's the prettiest sister anyways. Hell, bitch. Like, homegirl is dead. Like, show some respect. Legit, no joke. That's like some shady shit. Anyways, Valerie is concerned because she doesn't want to marry Third Wheel. She wants to go with the one that she really loves, who is Peter. The mom tells her that, you know, I was, you know, arranged to marry your dad, which, by the way, her dad is Billy Burke, who happens to also be Bella Swan's dad in Twilight. So Valerie's mom is like, you know, I was arranged to, you know, marry your dad, and I was also in love with somebody, but I grown to love your dad, and whatever. I guess that kind of just made, like, put her at ease. Why is the palette all the way over here? And she's like, okay, well, I mean, if my mom's happy, grown to love my dad, then I can grow to love Third Wheel. That's so sad that I call him Third Wheel. I'm sorry, but it's because that's what he is. He's just a third wheel. That's all he is. He's just a third wheel. So all the men in the village are all gathered around in this pub, and they're like just really irritated because, again, the wolf broke the pact, and they were, you know, would leave them alone and whatnot. And I guess they just decided to, like, you know what, we know where the wolf lives. He lives in that cave. Let's just take matters into our own hands and just finally end the son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
The girls are pressed.
How the hell do they know where this wolf lives? Like, I'm just still trying to wrap my head around, like, how do they make this pact with this wolf? Like, did this wolf just, like, I don't even want to explain. I'm just starting to, you know, pack up their shit and ready to go and hunt this wolf down. Amanda Seyfried stumbles upon Peter in the most Edward Twilight moment. He tells her, you know what, just go marry Third Wheel. He's good for you because I'm no good for you. You deserve better, and that you need to forget me. And I'm just like, oh my God, shut up. So the men start making their way over to where the wolf lives, which, again, does not make sense. How the hell do they know where this wolf lives? And then comes Valerie and just greets her grandmother and whatnot. And while Valerie's at her grandmother's house, like, the grandma gives her, like, the weirdest food of life. Like, she's like, here's some stew or some soup or something, and it just looks, like, really chunky. I'm like, ew, that's not stew. That is not soup. Girl, she is serving you prison food. That's what it looks like. It looks like prison food. And then the grandmother just goes to her, like, her little, like, trunk and pulls out this, like, red cape that she just had there all of a sudden, like the red hoodie, and goes and gives it to her. And she's like, this was for your wedding. Like, whose grandmother gives them a red cape on their wedding day? Like, I don't know, but to me that sounds very Midsummer-ish. And if you guys haven't seen Midsummer, that doesn't end very well. As far as the men arrive and they have this poor wolf, they ended up killing the wolf and whatnot. They even have the wolf's, like, head on a pike, which is kind of, like, really sad because poor puppy. Next thing you know, the big baddie comes. And that is Father Solomon. He arrives, like, all dramatic too, like, with, like, his horse and carriage, and the door has, like, a cross, like, engraved on the door. I don't know, it was hella weird. And then he arrives with this big ass, like, metal elephant, which I guess is supposed to be some kind of, like, a torture device or so. He's all talking to the village and letting them know what the tea is about this wolf, and that his wife, you know, he killed his wife because his wife was actually the wolf, and when you kill the wolf, they return back to their human form. And basically, he just killed, like, the hopes and dreams of all these villagers. Like, they were excited that they killed this wolf. Like, don't just kill this wolf. Like, we feel proud. And just Father Solomon just comes over here and just tells them, nah, bitch, y'all just killed just a poor innocent animal. Basically, Father Solomon just became the government and just literally just 2020'd everybody. And what I mean, like, by 2020 everybody, he literally, like, locked down the entire village and just told everybody that they need to stay home. Father Solomon was, like, ahead of his time. He knew what was coming.
The wolf lives here.
Father Solomon is like telling everybody that, you know, we are in the dawn of the blood moon. And I guess this blood moon means that the wolf can turn anybody into a wolf. So if you get bitten during a blood moon, you can turn into a wolf. But if you don't get bitten not under a blood moon, you basically die. Like, whatever. Literally, the entire village just has this like, this huge like celebration still. They decide to say, you know, fuck you, Father Solomon. Like, you ain't coming at me. I know I killed the wolf or whatever. So we ain't gonna destroy our happiness. So they're just over here celebrating and whatnot. And their celebration literally looks very very like culty and very, I don't know, very Satanism. Like the music, the entire scene just sounds like a sacrifice. Valerie just grabs her friend and she starts dancing with her all provocatively. And she's just trying to get like Peter jealous and whatnot. And next thing you know, Third Wheel and Peter just end up fighting each other for I don't know what reason. Third Wheel accidentally pushes Homegirl down, and you never push her, bro. I'm just like, oh my god, just shut up. Valerie and Peter just go to this like little secret haystack area, whatever, and she's like, I'm running away with you, I love you, blah 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 blah, and they just like start all making out and whatnot, and they're like ready to like get it on. And of course, Third Wheel happened to be there and sees them like making out and whatnot, and he's hurt in the most unconvincing facial expression of life. The bell rings or whatever, and that means the wolf is here. The wolf that everybody was talking about, everybody here, actually shows up and starts attacking the village. Father Solomon and everybody else is trying to stop this really badly CGI wolf.
You will die now, bitch!
Everybody's trying to run to this church because I guess the wolf can't be in holy grounds or so, and finds them both, and he's about to attack Valerie's friend when Valerie starts talking to the wolf. So that's when we find out that Homegirl can understand the wolf. Like everybody cannot hear the wolf, but her can understand what he's saying. It's kind of like Harry Potter when he starts talking to the snakes. You know, that's basically what it was. So like the wolf is telling her that she needs to come to him, like she should turn a wolf and run away with him, and he will give her like until the blood moon is over, or I'm sorry, till the last day of the blood moon to make her decision. Otherwise he is going to just make her herself, which does not make any sense, because if I was a wolf, bitch, I would bite that hoe real fast. Like, fuck waiting 3 days. I'm not waiting that 3 days. If I need you, bitch, I'm turning you right then and there. Everybody's just like all shook. Father Solomon decides to blame Valerie's friend, this redheaded girl who was also with her, decides to blame that girl's brother because his brother, that girl's brother, did like this magic trick on one of Father Solomon's like cards or whatever, and Father Solomon saw him, and I guess that was enough for Homeboy to think that Homeboy was a witch or was like doing some kind of like black magic shit, which, I mean, after that whole like party dance or whatever, I wouldn't doubt it. So Father Solomon decides to take captive that little boy and put him in that elephant, and they decide to light that elephant underneath on fire. Like, dang, they didn't even let that boy speak. Like, poor kid. They just literally set that elephant on fire and let him burn inside. Homegirl's trying to save her brother, so she goes and sees Father Solomon. First, she offers him money. He just laughs at her, and then next thing you know, like, she starts taking off her clothes. She's like, I'll do anything, and just like takes off her clothes, and she's just like ready to like slut herself to Father Solomon to save her brother. Like, goals right there, goals. Just know, sisters, that if you guys are ever in some kind of like a ruckus or so, I will totally whore my way to save you guys. Like, I would be that brother. You're welcome. Just as Father Solomon is about to like kick her out, she then says that she knows of somebody else who may be a witch. And she totally snitches Amanda Seyfried out. Like, legit, like, snitches her out. And they ended up like taking her custody, and they're just like, how did you talk to the wolf? Like, how is that possible? Like, that's crazy. She's just like not even lying about it either. She's like, yeah, I talked to him. And he said that he wants me to go with him. He wants to turn me into a wolf too. It's just like, sacrifice her to the wolf. He basically wants her anyways. Like, just give her away to the wolf. So I ended up using her as a sacrifice. But as a sacrifice, they put her into like this like mask with, or like this wolf helmet or some sort of, which is, I guess it's like a mark of shame or something, whatever. Prior to that, Third Wheel and Peter both meet each other or see each other. Well, Third Wheel is just like, we need to save her, and Third Wheel's like, since when do you care about her? And blah blah. And Third Wheel's like, I will always care for her, even though that she doesn't love me, and blah blah blah. And they looks like cook up a plan with Third Wheel, Peter, and Valerie's dad. They all just like all team up together to be able to save Valerie. So we come to the conclusion of where she's like about to be sacrificed. They put that helmet on her, and everybody's just like, homegirls, that redheaded girl is just like, you know, saying, I'm sorry for like ratting you out. Valerie's like, oh no, it's fine, you're okay, and blah blah blah. And then the other friends is all like, I'm sorry that the other friend comes in and she's like, I'm sorry that you're in like in this predicament, and you know, it sucks. And Valerie's all like, oh no, it's fine, like everything's okay. Like, bitch, it is not fine. And then next thing you know, one of the friends is like, well, I don't care. I know that what's her face is not gonna say anything to you, but to be honest with you, I've always been jealous of you. You've always been the prettiest and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You're gonna get what you deserve, because the wolf is just gonna kill you. Really, bitch? Really? All I know is that bitch ever talked to me like that. She's lucky that I was chained. That's for sure. Peter and Third Wheel start their plan and just set everything on fire. And they're trying to like help Valerie escape and whatnot. The wolf shows up and everybody's like, escape, trying to run. They capture Peter and they put him in that elephant thing. And then just as the wolf is about to attack her, she goes into the church grounds and she's all talking to the wolf. And she's like, you'll never take me, and blah, blah, blah. And I guess everybody starts standing up for herself. Even her hypocritical friends. The one that snitched her out and the one that called her out, both these bitches are like defending her. Oh, like, if you want her, you need to get to me first. Yeah, me too, says the other one. Bitch, oh my God, if I was Valerie, girl, I would push these hosts right into the wolf and let that wolf deal with them. Don't come at me with that fake love. Father Solomon gets his arm ripped off by the wolf, and since he got, you know, bitten by the wolf under a blood wound, one of his guards ends up just killing Father Solomon. And that is the end of Father Solomon. To be honest with you, there was like literally like no contribution of Father Solomon besides just being there. Oh, and by the way, throughout the whole movie, Valerie is trying to figure out who the wolf is, and she's kind of like hinting maybe her grandmother just by the way that she's acting and whatnot. And then she thinks it's Peter, she thinks it's third wheel. Like, homegirl does not even know who the anything. Valerie starts making her way to her grandmother's house with a basket. Lo and behold, her grandmother is like, she's like, grandmother, I'm here, I made it. She's like super calm too about it. Like, I just was not just attacked by my my boyfriend. Let me be calm. Right then and there, we get the reveal of who the wolf was the entire time. And it was none other than Valerie's dad. He tried to recruit Valerie's sister, and Valerie's sister comes to fight. And then he realizes that Valerie's sister could not understand him, and he found out that actually Valerie's sister is not his daughter. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention, Valerie's mom, she was in love with Third Wheel's dad, and turns out that Third Wheel's dad is actually Valerie's real dad. And whatever. He killed her for that reason. Valerie's grandmother realized it because she's been able to sense the werewolf smell since, you know, Billy Burke's dad was alive. She found out that he was the wolf, so he killed her. And so now, since Valerie is his daughter, he wants her to become a wolf so they can both run around and be powerful and whatever. This is just the most dumbest thing ever. Like, Peter shows up and tries to kill Valerie's dad. Valerie's dad just completely turns like half wolf or so, whatever, and just like knocks what's his face unconscious, Peter unconscious, and Valerie just happened to have Father Solomon's torn hand, which, by the way, Father Solomon had these like silver fingernails for some reason or so. So she just happened to dug up Father Solomon's hand and take it with her. She's able to stab her dad, and then that's when Peter is able to like ram him right in the back with an axe, and that is the end of poor Valerie's dad. And so they go outside, and then we come to find out that Peter was actually bitten by Valerie's dad, and we were still under the last blood moon, and that means that he's gonna turn into a wolf. And Valerie's like, and that's okay, I still love you. How the fuck does that make any sense? So you kill your dad because your dad wanted you to become a wolf, and you didn't like that. Yet Peter turns into a wolf, and all of a sudden it's okay. Girl, you just killed your dad for being a wolf. Dang. And then we have like the most Twilight-y montage moment of life, where they're just climbing this mountain, which, by the way, throughout the movie, we kind of have like these like flashes or these montage moments where it's her and Peter climbing this like snowy mountain, and her like hoodie is like all hella long for some reason. It just is like whatever, and they're like all doing it in very PG-13 moment outside of the grandmother's house, where the grandmother's dead, where Valerie's dad is dead. Peter ends up leaving because he doesn't want her to be around him because he's gonna be a wolf. Let me go ahead and put on lashes and liner here real quick. So the movie ends with basically Valerie living with her at her grandmother's house. She's like doing her own thing, and then we pan to see Valerie sees Peter in wolf form, and that is the end of the movie. I swear this whole movie was just like a mess, just a big old mess. This was full blown another Twilight wannabe. there was a forced triangle love relationship between Peter, Valerie, and Third Wheel, which, to be honest with you, it was very unnecessary. And to be honest with you, we never find out what the hell happened to Peter after all that situation happened. That's it. Anyways, you guys, so this is the look for my Red Riding Hood inspired-ish look. It looks more purpley than anything else, so it doesn't really look any red. But I try my best. That's pretty much it. So this is where we end off with first video of makeup and movies. Let me know what you guys think about today's video in the comments below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed these makeup and movies videos, as well as leave suggestions of like movies that you guys want me to see and do commentary for the next makeup and movies video. I would love to see. So it doesn't have to be, it can be literally any movie from any genre: horror, comedy, romantic, drama, even kids movies, Disney movies, all that stuff. Like, let me know all in the comments below. Before I let you guys go, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down there and go ahead and be part of the tribe, as well as make sure you guys hit that like and share button so that we can bring in more people over here at the tribe so they can see this hot mess always be a very hot mess. So that's all that I have. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.